Good morning, everybody, and this is your DAX day trade setup for today. So a couple of things on transpiring at the moment. So this level that we're looking at, which is the low of last week, we have broken below it at the moment. Candlestick's not finished. It is Asian session as well, so not paying too much attention to it, but it is a warning bell that we are breaking through this area. What I do want to just highlight here is that trend line. So that trend line just give me a sec, I just want to show you something here. So not exact, but if I carry on further, you probably find that this area here is also going to line up. But that is a pretty strong trend line if you look at it. So running down here, and then you have the top trend line, which is that one there. So yeah, big head and shoulders, possibly. Big bull flag, possibly. For me at the moment, we are below the moving averages again, and we're getting a crossover, so we should be favoring a move to the downside. And remember what I said, V reversals are rare. We do have some gaps to the downside, which should act as magnets as well. But if we get down to the 3 hour, this price action here, so during the European session and then sort of the close of Friday, I mean, look at all those tails. Way too many tails for me to be looking for opportunities to jump into that. So the two levels we were looking at yesterday, one was 14,325 and the bottom side was 14,045. Those are levels we're looking to break. We have broken 14,045 at the moment, but bear in mind this trend line. So if you look at the price action over the last couple of weeks on the 3 hour, look at how price is adhering to this. So I'm very cautious about jumping into any shorts at the moment, especially where these areas where we are now. So again, if you look at the hourly, that is not conducive to trading yesterday. Going at the close, we got this break to the downside, but look at the oscillators, all grouped to the downside, and at the same time, we're in an area of potential support. So trend is down, so we're looking for pullbacks onto structure for a rejection, and I would prefer, to be honest, I would prefer something like that. So pullback into 14,150, rejection, opportunity to jump in short, stops above the high of yesterday, and then a continuation for another attempt to break down here. Alternatively, if this holds, I'd expect us to pull back, come and reject this area and then move. But you know the drill. When you break a potential bull flag structure like this and you break it in the opposite direction, there is a 25% possibility that it is going to continue aggressively and sort of play out the bull flag target, which would be the height of the target here from the break, well, just from the upside through the break to the downside. So that's the one scenario. The other scenario is that it pretends to drop and then traps everybody that's playing that move, and you have a 75% probability that it gets back into the structure or even breaks the structure to the upside. So be very cautious of taking breaks of, or taking bearish breaks of a bull setup. So just be very cautious of that. Anyway, for me, this is a continuation of sitting on my hands. Still, it's looking at all the oscillators, looking at all the moving averages at the moment. It's not something which is really exciting me for an opportunity. So this is really going into the close here. So I would prefer a retest up here to be short again. So that is going to be 14,150. If we can get to 14,150, there's some nice areas here. Each one of these fractional highs here will be a stop area, which will be half decent. But jumping in down here just doesn't make sense. Even if you're assuming it's a head and shoulders, it really doesn't make sense. I'd expect a move, deeper move, and then a pullback to come and test this area before looking at that. This at the moment is not something I'm paying attention to. So I suspect we'll probably bounce back during the morning session and find some support. If not, it'll happen this afternoon. Just want to check one last thing. Just check it on the 3-hour. Because, yeah, this is a massive area of support that we are through at the moment on very thin volume. So I don't think that's going to get a play out. But anyway, who knows? Always an opportunity that does play out. If it does play out, then you're looking at this move down here to 13,800. Just be wary of this trend line. And yeah, you can draw it many other ways. You can just draw it like that if you want to. But the moral of the story is exactly the same. Be very cautious. It is a pretty strong area of support that we are approaching. So we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, this is sit on hands for me. Too much confusion at the moment. I hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow. Cheers for now.